Thanks for joining the Dating with Katy podcast. Today, how to go out alone and meet people. And I'm going to tell you the why you should do it, the how you should do it, and the where of where you should be going. So make sure you subscribe so you're getting all of my latest podcasts. They're 15 minutes long, really quick and easy. Hopefully they are just really changing your dating game because I want you to get confident, be successful, and have some fun dating. A couple other things before we get started. Make sure you jump into my network, work with me below. This is how you get a hold of me so I can get a hold of you. Also, if you are new to dating, if you need to get your swag back, make sure you check out my 7 Steps to Sexy. That is for ladies. You are going to love it. It is my frumpy to fabulous story, and it will help you kind of clarify what it is in your life that you maybe need to rearrange. And actually, today's topic is one of your homework assignments in those lessons. So you have 7 lessons. It's all a video course. You're going to love it. I'm right there next to you. You've got a little bit of homework. So you are changing and starting to become your sexy self again. And guys, I have Confidence 101 for you. So you could be new to dating, or you could just be discouraged by dating and you just need a little bit more mojo in your game, how to become the man with the plan. Check these out so that you know what it is that women are looking for. Go purchase those below, you guys. All right. Well, as a matter of fact, I am a believer and I practice what I preach when I say that you should go out by yourself. Now, I am a very independent person, so that's easy for me. I understand not everybody is part of that independent Katy game, but it doesn't matter because this is why you need to be going out alone. If you are like me and you're newly divorced or you are single, a lot of times your friends don't have time to go out, hang out, go to the places you want to go. They don't have the finances that you have. For multiple reasons, you just can't find somebody to go with, so you don't go. But you've got to learn to go do life. I just got off an IG Live with my girlfriend, Megan. She is beautiful. She's in her mid-30s. She is waiting to find her dream guy, and she's a little bit bougie. Like, she goes to the Maldives for her birthday. And I was like, girl, the Maldives, I'm going to go there with a man. But she says, Katy, I'm not waiting for a guy. Now, she loves travel. She does well. She is taking a spa retreat with her girlfriends there. Again, she and her friends are single. So if you are one of those good-looking guys who can handle a woman who likes to go to the Maldives, then you need to let me know. But she is not going to be waiting for anybody. And I have gone to Paris by myself. I do a lot of things by myself because I'm a curious bird. I'm interested in trying new things, different sports activities. So there are people who just won't do it with me. And that's okay. They're still great friends. They're just not made for that like I am. So I just do it by myself. So the biggest thing with that is just building your confidence. It is not easy the first time, whether it is going to a new yoga class, whether it's going on a trip by yourself. Now, some of you do that for work all the time and you're tired of it. So I get that. But some of us, as stay-at-home moms, I've never traveled by myself. And when I went to Paris for a week by myself, it was new, and I had lived internationally, but my ex-husband had taken care of all the paperwork and the landing and all of the things that I needed just to enter a country. I really didn't know how to do. And then even landing in an airport and then taking a train to get to the city, to get to my hotel, it was kind of a new experience when I was fresh out of my divorce. But it's good for your soul and it builds confidence. So I'm going to encourage you. You probably already thought of something that you should be doing by yourself, but you've been a little bit afraid to do. Write that down, DM it to me, email it to me, and I'm going to hold you accountable. So you need to do it for your confidence. And guess what? It's one of my mottos, but in dating, you have to have confidence. Number one thing I say is get confident. And confidence is built in many different ways. And yes, I'm all about like prepping and looking nice for your dates and, swag and all that. But really, confidence is deep down, and you can't con confidence is what I like to say. You can pretend you have confidence, but deep down, people can tell if you truly do. And the only way you're going to get better at something is by doing it. So that is why you're going to start doing things solo. Now, question is, how do you do it? Katy, okay, you've revved me up. You're cheerleaded me on. What are some ways that I can be doing this sooner than later? So here's number 1, create a storyline. I know sometimes you don't even have a reason to be going these things. It could be, and this is the big one I'm going to teach today, is going to a bar by yourself. People are like, there's no way I could do that, Katy. There's just no way I could sit by myself. Now, again, those of you who travel solo for work, you've done this time and time again. You're sick of it. But for a lot of us, going alone is hard. And the thing is, you have to create a storyline. So when I used to work in retail, it was only on the days that I didn't have my kids. I was on a 2-2-5. That's a 50-50 schedule in co-parenting. And I used to finish work at 9 o'clock at night. Now, the beauty of this is that I worked in a high-end retail store, so I was always dressed nice, high heels. My hair and makeup was done. It's 9 o'clock at night. I have no children. And heck, the last thing I want to do is go home. I want to go chat with people. I want to go meet. And look, it was Monday nights. Usually I'd always head over to Mastro's over in South Coast Plaza. And Monday nights are not ideal, but I can tell you this. Monday nights is when travelers for work are often out. So they're traveling for work. It's a Monday night. They're finishing up their meal. I'm just getting off of work. I already look dressed nice. Now, the dangerous sign of that is where I live, you could be thought of as a prostitute. Not a prostitute, just hungry to meet people and eager to go out. I'd have one glass of wine. I got to know my bartender, Patty. She was great. And I'd always get to know the people at the bar. Some were other Monday nighters, and then a lot of people were coming in and out. And I got to know Omar. I got to know a guy that I just put on a date recently. I looked him up on my phone under Mastro's, and there he was. So he just went on a date with one of our clients. And I had to create a storyline to feel okay with going out by myself. So, for example, the storyline was this. I just got off of work. I have no food at my house, and I have nothing to rush home to. So if that's what you need to do, then do it. Tell yourself, you know what? On those days when you're just going to dress up for the fun of it because you need to look good for you, nobody in the world knows why you're dressed up. Nobody needs to know. You could be at Trader Joe's all dressed up in a leather skirt, high heels, in your blazer with your pocket square, grabbing some groceries. Nobody knows that you have nothing else to do today. Nobody knows that you're at a restaurant sitting by yourself because you just wanted to purpose to go out so you can meet people. So create a storyline. Just got off of work. My aunt said she used to do this one. I'm a flight attendant traveling to a new city. I don't recommend that. Try to keep it as close to the truth as possible. Oh, I'm just, I've had a long day. I just finished with clients. Just wanted to grab a bite before I drove home. I do that one all the time. And recently I just used it. So I'll share that in a minute. Also, dress up as if. So if you're looking to meet single people, if you're looking to get into a relationship, dress up as if you were already on a date. So guys, again, my dark blue jeans, crisp white shirt, blue blazer, love a good pocket square and some cute socks. Ladies, wear a dress, wear a pencil skirt, wear something that you would wear on a date or that you would wear after work. And if you're a teacher, I'd say up that game a little bit. But let's say you work in retail or sales and you have cute clothes, wear those outfits. Again, nobody needs to know that you're doing it just for this sole purpose. Another thing is you've got to go to the places that you would want to go on dates at. Okay? So if this is the bar situation and you're going to go eat by yourself, you're flying solo because Katy said so, then this is what you do. You go to bars that you would want to go on a date. Now, some of you that might be a Mastro's, some of you that's a sports bar where you're watching the game because you want to find a partner that's going to watch the game with you and cheer on your favorite team, and your outfit is the 49ers jersey that you have and you're wearing your cute little sneakers. That's fine. Just begin to curate and experience that. And look, some of you might call that manifesting. You're pre-manifesting what you want. I don't care what you call it. You just got to go do it. You got to go do it. You got to practice it. You got to get the confidence. Now let's talk about where to go. Now, again, you can do any of these. I'm going to end with the bar situation because that is everybody's homework. But the first thing you can do to start to learn how to get confident and go out by yourself is join a group. Now, again, you're going to have at least other people with a like-mindedness. There are running groups. There are hiking groups. There are pickleball groups. And if you don't know, like let's say golfing, how to do it, take a lesson. Take a lesson so you can join a group. There are women groups in golfing. There's so many groups that it'll be a good way for you to start, letting go of having, to go out with your friends, or maybe even in your divorce, you lost a lot of your friends. It does happen. Join a group. Get into a group and something that you want to do, learn, or be. Next is go to church. Now, some of you are going to be like, no way, Jose, Katy. But I love going to church and getting involved. I'm surrounded by like-minded people. If it's not a church, get involved in a nonprofit. Do something bigger than yourself. And when I say get involved, I mean really get involved. I mean, don't just give money and walk away. Don't just show up and leave. Get involved. Get to know people's name. Offer your help. These are 3 ways you can always help at a church or at a nonprofit: with your time, with your talent, and with your treasure. Do that for me. That is so sexy, by the way. Anybody who gives beyond themselves, Boys and Girls Club, the Ronald McDonald House. There's so many things that you could be giving to, and you never know who you're going to meet. They're going to have that like-mindedness as well. Next, ladies, and this one's for you specific, go to a car show, go to a Spartan race, or go to a marathon or a triathlon. Men everywhere, and this is going to be to your benefit. You are going to want to be at these things, and again, create the storyline. Oh, my brother's running later on in the day. Who cares? Whatever it takes to motivate, whatever it takes to meet a great guy, those places are just swarming with men. And while you're there, learn a little bit of something about the athleticism, about cars. I mean, that's super sexy to men when you can talk man talk. So figure that out. I mean, heck, you could even go by yourself to a cigar bar and say, guys, teach me something. So that might be a little bit of a push, but nonetheless, that's where the men hang out. And then lastly, let's talk about this one about going to a bar by yourself. Again, when I say bar, I mean nice restaurant. It could be a hotel lobby, somewhere that is comfortable to you. I'm not talking swanky bar. I mean, I have Poor Richard's down the street from me, and I am not talking about going to Poor Richard's that's open at 6 a.m. I'm talking about hitting a great bar. So I practiced this last week. It was a Friday night, and I'm going to tell you my lessons at the end, but it was a Friday night. I was home alone, and I thought, I'm always preaching it. I used to do it much more often. I'm going to go check it out. Now, problem number one, Friday nights are for couples. I'm going to tell you that. Best to do it on weekday nights, a little bit earlier in the day, before 5 or 6 o'clock, because as I was going out, everything was already booked. I literally decided the first place I went is Bandera in Corona Del Mar. Great little hopping spot, lots of locals. The bar is in a U shape. Now, U-shaped bars are great because you can see everybody that's like hanging out at the bar all the way around. I get there and there is already a wait list for the bar. Now, I'm party of one, so usually a party of one, there's one empty seat somewhere between all the couples. Guess what? There's a wait list for party of one. So now here I am at the bar. The other negative, it was all women. It was about 6:30 when I got there. It was all women at the bar on a Friday night. Girlfriend groups galore. Now, this is why, ladies, when you are with your girlfriend, men are not going to interrupt you guys. They're very polite and thoughtful. They might send you a drink. I think that's a great move. Doesn't happen very often. But these guys don't know if you're dating someone. If you don't have a ring on it, they don't know. So they're a little nervous to, on a Friday night, send over a drink to two girls that could be already deep in a relationship. So don't be offended if you didn't get a drink. I've gone out with other matchmakers who were offended that no guys sent us drinks. Seriously, one of my best friends sent her current husband a drink, and that's how they got together. So ladies, you can always send a drink. So that's bar number one. I decide to head down the street to a little quaint, cozy side door. As I roll in, it's all old people. Look, you've got to be strategic. I'm not going to sit at, there's one seat totally smushed between a group of 3 ladies and a couple that was really involved with themselves. Not going to waste my time or my money sitting there on a Friday night. I bailed. Next, got in the car, went down to Gulfstream. Now, Gulfstream is great. It has a back patio, fire pits. There's usually somebody I know there. Again, wait list for the bar. Wait list for one. And I was like, oh, I can't do this. So they have a little side area where they shuck the oysters. And I thought, okay, I consider this mini bar. But literally a couple sat down next to me and the only other seat was empty to one side. And I thought, I'm here for a purpose. I'm here to meet people, and this is not going to be my best spot. So I leave from there. And I leave a little discouraged. I text my girlfriend. She's like, the universe is telling you something. And I said, well, Mercury's in retrograde, so forget it. I'm not listening to the universe right now. But nonetheless, you've got to have a will. I'm not going to let 3 opportunities, and trust me, you shouldn't have to do it 3 times. Where I live, it's everybody goes out to eat. Everybody has reservations. And Friday night was not my best night to do it. I should have done a 5 o'clock happy hour over at North Italia. So then I go one more place. And in this shopping area, there are 3 restaurants. And I said, that's it. I'm going to try these 3, see how it goes. I go to Houston's. Again, wait list for a party of 1. I'm 1 behind another guy. I'm out. Not waiting. I go down to Positano. Totally packed. Not waiting. Then I go to North Italia, which, by the way, I love North Italia. I'm not a big chains girl, but North does it so great. Great for a first date. The bars are always hopping, indoor, outdoors. I get there, and the only 2 seats left were those kids ones, right? The handicap ones that are kind of lower. It's like a bright light on top of it, but I take it. As I'm sitting there with my one seat at the very end of the bar, I tell the bartender, if you see a high stool, will you grab it for me? Then these two women in their 60s sit down next to me. Well, one takes the chair, and I was like, I can't do this. So I see two chairs open up on the opposite side. I get up to go get it, and boom, a guy got it already. And I was like, well, are you going to use both? He said, no, but you can have one. That night was amazing. Now, look, I didn't meet the man of my dreams. I didn't, there was not sparks flying. There was a group of 3 guys. They were in their 30s, and there was a gentleman next to me, also in his 30s, flying solo. I was proud of him. And we talked about dating the whole night. So you've got to be strategic where you're going. You've got to be strategic where you sit. And you've got to be open to meeting new people. So give it a shot. It will build your confidence. You're going to meet great people that, hey, they're not going to marry you, but they might be an influence. And I've met many of friends out when I'm just at the bars alone. All right, guys, give this a chance. Tell me what you think and tell me where you like to go. datingwithkaty@gmail.com. And cheers to great dating.